focusing on the sources of the conflict, the continued occupation of Palestinian lands, not to mention the Golan Heights, Israel has shifted the focus to concerns about the perceived threat from Iran. And that, combined with the rejection of the results of Gaza's democratic choices, has resulted in zero progress toward Palestinian statehood. I'd like to revisit the issue of linkage, this time suggesting that the issue of Palestine that linking the issue of Palestine to regional democratization could indicate a direction forward. We know that Palestinians are ready for statehood. Through decades of life under foreign domination, Palestinians have had to develop their own structures for internal governance. Since the formation of the PNC, the Palestinian National Council, in 1964, Palestinian civil society has displayed levels of transparency and pluralist self-governance unprecedented in the region, and this despite predictable levels of patronage and corruption and the rise of sectarian-based governance in reaction to continued failure at the national level, suggesting that there was indeed linkage, that the illegality of occupation of territory by force could be considered a principle only if it was applied consistently. Otherwise, it would be perceived not as a principle, but as an excuse. The conference was not received well by those who insisted on exceptionalism in the case of the Palestinian territories, and the further suggestion that an independent Palestinian state would organize democratically and serve as a model for the region was positively ridiculed. Bear in mind, this was during the early days of allegations that Muslims and Arabs, more specifically, were inherently undemocratic. Now, more than 20 years later, the Arab Spring has again brought the attention of the world to the region as a whole. Egyptians and Tunisians and Libyans' democratization progress has been generally well received.